Tell me your true scary stories. I have had many experiences, but I'll tell you one that freaked me out because I wasn't the only witness. I was about 12 years old and I was talking with my dad in his room. My mom was in the closet with the lights off, but we could clearly see her folding clothes. Well, during me and my dad's conversation, he had asked my mom something but to no reply. He eventually got to the point where he started to yell. I got up and stepped into the closet, but then I heard my mom walk into the room and ask why he was yelling her name. I looked at her and she had a towel wrapped around her. I quickly looked back into the closet and saw nothing. Absolutely nothing. This obviously creeped me and my dad out. Whatever we saw, it wasn't my mom. Whatever it was, it had her shape and even the bun. My mom always had her hair in a bun. I would have completely thought this was my imagination if it weren't for my dad also being there and seeing it too. My last experience with sleep paralysis. Woke up from an evening nap completely frozen, unable to move, normal sleep paralysis stuff. But this time, there was a snarling, angry wildcat on my chest, massive fanged mouth dripping with slimy drool, staring me in the eyes, about ready to pounce and rip my face to shreds. Its huge paws with giant, razor-sharp claws dug into my chest, piercing right through to the bone. My heart was pounding so hard it hurt, and I think my breathing was even stopped. Then I came out of it, and turns out the family cat was standing on my chest. A sweet, gentle, long-haired ragdoll-type cat. My breath came rushing back and I just had to lie there breathing heavily and waiting for my pulse to stabilize before I could go on with my day. I've got one. When I was 11 years old, I could never sleep. I was scared. Every night, strange creatures would crawl from the dark, continuing to stare at me with their beady white eyes, and grin with a toothy smile. I would beg them to stop, but no matter how hard I tried, they wouldn't stop. It even got to the point when I wanted to leave my home, and never come back. But one day, they left. And even in my new home, I still don't see them. But every once in a while, I get a glimpse of those weird figures. It happened when I was 11. I was a bit of a problem child then and had a habit of staying up at night. One night I was sitting in my room. My room is located so that if you open the door to my room, you can see a long corridor in our house directly from it. This corridor is so long that no light enters it at night. And so, I'm sitting in my room and drawing something in the album. At some point I turn to the door and see something standing in the corridor, similar in height to a child of 8 to 9 years old, and this something was on this long red bag. At first I did not understand what I had just seen. I began to blink, rub my eyes, do everything to unsee it. But it didn't go away, and then the thought, what if it doesn't seem to you at all, flashed through my head. I had no idea what to do. I just turned to the table and tried not to think that this something was actually right outside my door. I did not hear any strange sounds, only the sound of my heartbeat. At some point, I heard steps somewhere far away in the corridor. I did not dare to turn around. It turned out that my mother woke up. She came to my room and scolded me for not sleeping. I have never seen anything like it. I still don't know what it was. A couple of years ago, I was visiting my sister in her city. She had moved for college and stayed for uni. I was excited to see her because with her schedule, she rarely ever got to visit home. However, the fact that she studied dance and had many a rehearsal did mean a lot of hours in her flat alone for me. I was a little spooked at first, not being used to hearing footsteps above and below me since my family lived in a house, but after a day or two I was adjusted. One particular night, I was sitting on her bed on my laptop, deeply concentrated on my coursework when a reflection in the TV a few feet from me broke me out of my studying. It looked to me like a figure moving from one side of the room to the other, and it felt disturbingly real. A woman clad in a long, white nightgown. I knew it was really there because it elicited a physical reaction. There was a knot in my stomach and my heart rate increased significantly. That stuff doesn't just happen. It's not like I had the jitters about being alone because my parents had left me home alone plenty of times and this wasn't my first day of being alone in her flat, either. Weird. Thank you very much for watching my video. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment down below. I will see you in the next video.